Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, on behalf of the government of the United Arab Emirates, to express my sincerest appreciation to the government of the Maldives and its people for the warm hospitality and for hosting this event. I would also like to thank the India Foundation for the impeccable organization of this conference. I am confident that this conference will serve as a platform for developing effective regional institutional mechanisms and strengthening multilateral partnerships to secure the Indian Ocean. And there is perhaps no better place to do so than here in the Maldives, at the heart of the Indian Ocean. As the third largest body of water in the world, containing vital maritime routes to some of Asia's largest economies, the Indian Ocean's vitality is a major transit area for international trade is undeniable. Some 80% of the world's maritime oil trade flows through 3 narrow passages of waters in the Indian Ocean. The UAE has developed as a free trade hub for transshipment between Asia, Africa, and Europe, and as a gateway to the Middle East. The Indian Ocean is imperative to ensure the continued sustainability of the UAE's trade hub and plays a vital role in my country's economic diversification efforts. It is therefore crucial that the Indian Ocean remains a truly global ocean of free trade, navigation, and cooperation. Nevertheless, the Indian Ocean is more than just a conduit for commerce. It is a symbol of humanity, a grand network of cross-ocean communal ties populated by great peoples, and we must revive the sense of its own identity, using our distinctive histories and diverse cultures to strengthen the building blocks in place to safeguard the Indian Ocean. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, climate change has detrimental effects on all our economies and all segments of our societies. Increasing scientific evidence affirms the urgent need for ramping up global climate action. The UAE makes substantive contributions by hosting a number of high-level global dialogues and platforms to catalyze climate action and promote global cooperation, such as the annual Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week and the World Government Summit, and most recently the World Ocean Summit in March 2019 in Abu Dhabi. Indeed, Abu Dhabi is the headquarters of IRENA, the UN Renewable Agency. And through our efforts over the past years, IRENA has been able to establish itself as a focal point for changing the energy mix that we are used to develop ourselves and our economies. Furthermore, the UAE has put in place legislations to protect marine biodiversity, and we are now focusing on nurturing innovation to ensure sustainability and boost the blue economy. We are determined to increase efforts to conserve marine life, including combating illegal fishing, the rise in sea levels, and the rising temperature of oceans and seas. In this regard, the UAE is actively taking steps in combating the effects of climate change through seeking means to enhance its technical capabilities and financing mechanisms available to the country. For example, the Green Climate Fund, Global Environmental Facility, and Adaptation Fund. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, despite the effectiveness of international efforts in defeating piracy in the Western Indian Ocean, a number of maritime security risks and crimes persist, from human, weapons, and drug trafficking, in addition to the spread of extremist ideologies. As a major international trade hub, the UAE in particular depends on free and secure shipping lanes. As a result, the UAE is committed to dealing with maritime threats in close cooperation with international partners in order to assure peace, stability, and prosperity in the region. Over the years, the UAE has undertaken a multidisciplinary approach to countering piracy, with several initiatives to increase the capacity of regional partners by enhancing their maritime capabilities in order to address threats. Furthermore, the UAE cooperates closely with its partners, in particular, to build local capacity, tackle root causes of maritime piracy, and prosecute offenders. The UAE Navy is committed to participating in combined maritime forces exercises, a multinational naval partnership that focuses on defeating terrorism, preventing piracy, encouraging regional cooperation, and promoting a safe maritime environment. Above all, though, all security threats is rooted in poverty and in lack of growth in the economies of our region. And the UAE, as you all know, is committed to supporting growth, to supporting development, and in that respect, through its many development agencies, has contributed and continues to contribute to this field. We can have military solutions, we can have more coordination, but especially in the areas of terrorism and piracy, we believe development and economic cooperation will help us defeat it once and for all. In light of significant security threats in the Arabian Gulf, as well as the need to maintain open access to the Indian Ocean, the UAE government has invested significant funds into establishing oil transport, bunkering, and shipping infrastructure in Fujairah. Today, Fujairah port is the world's second largest port in the supply of fuel to vessels, and the third largest in the world for storing oil and its derivatives. Due to these investments, the presence of world-class facilities, and its geostrategic location, Fujairah has become a crucial and strategically vital center for regional logistics, food supply, and energy and transport. And I cannot but emphasize this point. His Excellency, the Foreign Minister of India, pointed out the need for more infrastructure invested in ports and in logistics. And I believe, from my own experience, I've worked in the past 30 years in and around Fujairah. The economic activities that our investment is generating for the UAE and for the Indian Ocean is without a doubt well worth our investment. And I encourage all of you here to continue to think of the possibilities that infrastructure investments, especially in our ports, especially in our coastlines, can bring to our nation's growth and our population's happiness and prosperity. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the UAE aims to maintain and continue with these efforts during our upcoming chairmanship of the Indian Ocean Rim Association, IORA, in November 2019. No doubtly, most of you have received our invitations, and we are looking forward to hosting you. The UAE will focus on vital issues, including maritime safety and security, trade and investment facilitation, tourism and cultural exchange, blue economy, and of course, the economic empowerment of women. And I truly hope that throughout our chairmanship period, we will be able to turn some of your ideas on all these areas of cooperation into real projects that build real bridges between our countries. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, despite these efforts, the UAE cannot do this alone. Together, we must continue exploring new data and boosting scientific research efforts to learn about our oceans and marine life. Information sharing and joint practices to counter terrorism and piracy are essential. We must put forward joint initiatives, as I said earlier. Let us continue building bridges and engaging in global dialogue, and let us not forget that it is our mission to ensure that every drop of water is preserved to tell stories to generations to come. We look forward to the deliberations of this high-level conference. Thank you very much for listening.